Yeah, we're ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so John.
Yes.
The first question is gonna be, tell us your name, your town, and your running age group 10 years.
Well, my name's John Minervino. I'm from Haddam, Connecticut, and I'm really deep into the 50 to 59 age group. We'll put it that way.
All right. So, next question is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, just said I'm from Haddam. I used to live in Wallingford for most of my life, but I've lived in Haddam for the last 17 years. I'm married, 2 children. One of them is my older one, Amanda's, in attending Quinnipiac as a sophomore, and my little one, who's not so little anymore, she's 17.
Yeah.
She goes to Haddam Killingworth High School.
All right. Now, the next question is, when did you start running and why?
When did I start running? Well, started running in the 90s.
Okay.
Mid-90s. I was 33 or 34 years old. Never ran before. I was born with asthma.
Okay.
Had it all my life.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was never really encouraged to, do, sports where you're running.
Yeah.
So never really didn't do any type of big sports in school.
Yeah.
Or even in college.
Yeah.
And when I was in my 30s, I was never not in shape. I mean, I'd lift weights and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'd walk, but never really anything that really got your heart going.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I noticed as I was getting into my 30s, my breathing was getting worse and worse.
Okay.
I was using those albuterol inhalers all the time. And
yeah.
I also, my family has a history of high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I was on the verge of having to go on medication for that. So I decided to do something about it.
Yeah.
And there was a book that someone gave me. It was called How to Become a Former Asthmatic.
Oh.
Can't remember the name of the author, but
yeah.
I read it.
Yeah.
Had all kinds of different tips, but one that stood out to me was try to do some hard exercising.
All right.
So the hard exercise I chose was to try to run. And it was not easy. People that know me, I've told that first run that I did out of my office in Wallingford, I didn't even make it probably a quarter mile down the street. And I had to sit on the curb. I was wheezing.
Yeah.
Went back to the office. That was it for the day. The next day, went out, same type thing. But I kept at it.
Yeah.
Did a mile, then it was a mile out and back.
Yeah.
Then 2 miles out and back.
Yeah.
Took about a year.
Yeah.
And then I was feeling comfortable running where I could go longer distances and not feel, where I was having trouble with my lungs.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah.
And at the same time, after that year, like my next physical, my blood pressure had returned back down to, on the slightly higher side of normal, but normal.
Oh, that's good.
So I knew that I was on the right track.
That is great.
And I haven't stopped since then.
That is great.
You never can really get rid of that deficiency in your lungs. I still have to be careful.
Yeah.
And that's actually why I kind of run longer distances.
Yeah.
Especially in racing too.
Yeah.
I actually prefer the longer distance running.
Yeah.
Versus like that race you beat me in. That 1 mile, the 1 mile races I absolutely hate.
Yeah. That was one of my next questions too. I look at it in an AdLink, and I run more races with you than anybody else.
Oh, I'm
99 races.
Yeah, I remember seeing you everywhere.
Yeah, and probably a lot more than that because AdLink doesn't cover all of them, right?
That's true. That's true.
Out of that 99,
one of these days we should compare notes.
Exactly.
And see how many really is.
I only beat you 2, and then one of them was a 1 mile. The other one was a 2 mile Berlin Tinsel.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
2 miler.
Yeah.
Another distance that's not.
I know exactly.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of like I have a governor in me. You know, there's a certain point that I can get to, and after that, you just get that. Your body says to you, "You're going quick enough. You better back it off."
Yeah.
Because I did actually in a shorter race many years ago.
Yeah.
I ended up spending an afternoon in the hospital.
Yeah.
From going out too fast.
Oh wow.
Getting all.
Yeah.
You know, where you're too bullheaded to stop and keep going.
Yeah.
And,
well, you know, I thank you because you make me go faster. So, you know.
Well, I know that when we run, the starting gun goes off and you're bam.
Yeah. Well, you know, the other thing.
You're gone.
There's a joke between us that the first 200 yards, I always beat you. So let's talk about how many races you run.
In total?
Yeah, estimate.
I can get it pretty close because, like a lot of obsessive runners, I do keep some records.
Yeah.
It's right in the area of just shy of 800.
Oh, wow.
I really ramped it up. Probably about back in around 2010.
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
My biggest year, I think, was 2016.
Yeah.
That was actually my last year trying to catch all those 169 pounds.
Yeah.
Did 125 races that year.
Wow.
That
was that was one of my next questions was, how does it feel that visiting and racing in all 169 tons?
Well,
but also follow up that.
Yeah.
I think you place your age in all of them, right?
Well, when I joined, I actually set 3 goals for myself.
Yeah.
One, the obvious one that everybody had, which was do 169 pounds.
Yeah.
But I also decided, even though the rules were that you could carry in towns that you had done previous, I decided I was going to start at 0 and just do all of them. Yeah. And the third one was, if I could, to at least place, not first or, necessarily, but at least get a place, age group or whatever, in all 169.
Wow.
And the first 2 I achieved, obviously, when I hit my 169th. It took me a little bit longer to go visit a few towns where there was always somebody who'd show up.
Very competitive.
In your age groups. Knocked you down to 4th. Yeah. But I did manage to get it done a couple months after I finished.
That's amazing.
I was thinking about it. I can't believe it was almost 5 years ago this year that I finished.
You know, time flies, man. It seems like it was yesterday.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Wow.
Well, I look at my kids. I mean,
I know.
my daughter
I know.
Amanda just turned 20.
Let's talk about Boston.
Oh, Boston.
How many of them have you done?
Well, I managed 19 of them live race.
Wow.
You know, every year.
Yeah.
It was a little disappointing, but my 20th, which was this year, had to be done virtually.
Yeah.
But I did go to Boston and run the course.
That's great.
To keep it legitimate.
That is great.
As a matter of fact, the day I went up there, I was worried that they were gonna, because there was a thing on the site that said they didn't really want you on the course. So we showed up in Hopkinton that morning.
Yeah.
There were three Hopkinton police officers near the starting line. And I was there with my daughter and my wife Yvette, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So I go up to the starting line, and one of the guys says to me, hey, you're running to Boston? And I almost said no. And then I decided, yes, I am, sir. And he said, would you like to take a picture on the starting line so you can stop traffic?
That is great, man.
So it was the total opposite that I thought was going to happen.
That is great.
They were terrific. So at least I got the 20th in.
That is good.
And I was actually thinking of making that my last one.
Wow.
Yeah, I was toying with the idea that the 20th Boston being my last one, but I've reconsidered that, and I'm going to keep going, considering that, you know, I'm lucky enough to qualify for the race. And I know that there are a lot of people who try so hard to get into that race.
That's true.
And they can't. And I just, you know, I figure I'll keep trying to do it. Until I can't qualify anymore. I don't know how long that'll be. But I think that's what I'm going to try doing.
All right, so let's go back to the 19 Boston.
Well, actually, 20.
20 with the fifth.
Don't short me. Don't short me. 20.
20,
19 live ones.
And how many Hartford marathons have you ran?
Actually, I've only run one less Hartford marathon than Boston.
Wow.
So I have 19 of those.
Wow.
And I'm kind of disappointed that I skipped one year.
What did you do that year? What happened?
I'm trying to remember. I'm thinking that might have been a year that I did New York.
Oh, okay.
Now, I know that they're not right next to each other, but many years ago, they were close enough that, in my mind, I didn't want to do two that close together.
What's your PR for marathon?
My PR is 2:52. I got it in Boston.
Wow.
Which is kind of weird.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was just it was one of those days where didn't think, you know, it wasn't one of those days where I even thought it was going to be anything special. But everything came together and felt good. That was about, I think I was in my late 40s. So
that's still sub 3, man. That's amazing. 3
is always the goal. I had quite a few years of Boston and Hartford where I was sub 3. Now that I'm in my late 50s, 3 is a goal. But you know, it's 3:0 something or 3:10.
That's still amazing.
It's still, you know, still fine. And you know, I always say you can't be the fastest unless you're the fastest person in the world. There's always somebody faster than you, so just run as well as you can, and that's about all. That's about all you can do.
What about a PR for half?
Half. I don't know the exact minute, but it's in the 120, maybe like 122.
All right.
Something like that.
That's good.
I'm closer to. I hover around the 130s now.
All right.
Ones now, so.
All right, let's talk about your top 5, 6, 7, whatever half marathon so in Connecticut?
Oh, like the
Because I know you did probably almost all of them.
Oh, geez, the top ones? Wow.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
Gee, there's the only one I haven't done that I know is good is the Hartford half.
Because you do the full.
I haven't done now because I've always done the full.
Yeah.
There's one that I enjoy doing every year that a lot of people cringe at is there's one, it's called the April Fool's half.
Yeah.
It's over in East Haddam.
Oh yeah, I heard about it's a tough one.
It's very hilly.
Yeah.
There's one in Savin Rock.
Yeah.
I actually use that.
Yeah.
Just before Boston because that's in March.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, there's just so many good ones. I just did one of the last races that I did before races got locked down was the airline trail.
Oh yeah.
Half that Charlie.
Oh yeah.
O'Brien's put on. That was,
he talked about that. Yeah.
that was great.
All right, Charlie. Shout out to Charlie.
That's right.
Yeah.
And but really, the one that always stands out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree or not. Colchester.
Yeah.
Is one I look forward to every year.
Oh yes.
It's a tough course.
You can't go wrong with that one.
It gives you a little bit of everything. It's road. It's dirt road. You can be running on ice and snow.
Yeah. Every year is different.
Or mud.
Yeah.
Or cow poop.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know if you were there the year that happened.
Oh yes.
Farmer dropped some.
Oh yes, I was there.
And in the road, they almost had to reboot the race.
They gave us a warning. Yeah.
But that one's great because of the, afterwards.
Yes.
You have.
Yes, you can't go wrong.
All the maniacs show up to that one because it's in the middle of the winter, and if you're, you got all those tough people that show up to every race. They're at that one, and probably 95% of the people in that room.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what makes it great.
Yes. Let's talk about a cross training. What do you do for cross training?
Well, for years, the only cross training I used to do really was I'd lift weights.
Yeah.
A couple times a week in the Y.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
About probably a couple years ago, I actually, quite honestly, started to find that the number of miles I was putting in a week running was starting to, what's the best way to put it, be less enjoyable. It was started to become more of a chore. Yeah. And I'm sure that a lot of people have that same issue, especially if they run a lot of miles. Yeah. Because I'd run 70, 75, 80 miles a week. Wow. Week after week after week after week. And I'm starting to really get burnt. Yeah, yeah. So I decided to lower my mileage. Yeah. Which I've done. Yeah. And I replace it with cycling and swimming. That is good. And then because I started doing that, I've started to dabble in participating in some triathlons. Yeah. Nothing big yet. Yeah. I've been just doing some sprint. That is good. Mainly, there's one at Cedar Lake in Chester. Yeah. That is nice. Yeah. It's just the right size. You're gonna get cold. I know. Triathlons. Okay. Is Ironman on the board sometime in the future? You know, that sticks around in the back of my head. Yeah. I think if I were to go that as a goal, the first thing I would try is a half. Yeah. Not a full. Yeah. Because I've got the running part down pat. Yeah. Cycling, I'm just average. Yeah. But swimming is tough. I know. I heard that. Swimming is tough. I heard that's the toughest part. I'm a crappy swimmer at best. Most of these sprint triathlons that I do. Yeah. I'm coming into the transition area off the swim, and 80% of the field is gone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have to use the other 2 segments to try to compete back, which,
Yeah.
you know, especially the running segment, I do manage to work my way up a little bit. But
That is good.
now part of the swimming is definitely a tough discipline, and with my bum lungs,
Yeah.
it makes it even harder because the breathing is so key.
Yeah.
To keeping the energy in your body. And
Yes.
I swam about 200,000 yards last year.
Wow.
That was with the pool being closed.
Yeah,
for 6
yeah,
months. And I still don't have the breathing down pat. So if that gives you any indication.
That's okay. The next question is, what motivates you now, since there's hardly any races in terms of running?
Well, I don't run to race.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way to put it.
That's good.
Racing happens to be something that I throw in to the mix.
That is good.
I just like going out there like we are today.
Yes.
You know, we're out here.
Yeah.
A lot of people are in bed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful out.
Yes.
In the 20s.
You can't go wrong.
You're wearing shorts.
You can't go wrong.
I just enjoy all that.
Yes.
So, you know, you're supposed to have some tempo or quick run days.
Yeah.
I treat the races as your quick run day.
Yes.
In my running, I don't follow any prescribed guidelines.
Yeah.
Which is probably stupid. But I never have.
Yes.
Every day.
Just start and go.
Every day I say, well, what do I want to do? Sometimes I just leave from my office and go, and sometimes I get in the car and go somewhere.
Yeah.
Just for something different.
Yeah.
But that's mainly my motivation, is just doing something.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Sand Runner team.
Oh, that's I've been on that team for several years now.
Yeah.
Actually, when I went on it, pretty sure I was the only grandmaster, which was a little tough.
Yeah.
Because it's a really young team.
Yeah.
As far as, the ages of the people on it.
Yeah.
Some really, really serious talent. I'm in awe of all the people that are on that team.
Yeah.
So it was fun being the old guy on the team.
Yeah.
It was tough at first because if you don't have enough people in a certain group, you have to score the age group lower.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't think I need to tell you, it's not easy trying to score with 40 to 49 year olds. But since then, some other people have either gotten older,
yeah,
or have joined.
Yeah.
And now we've got a really cool group of guys in the Grandmaster team, so we're well rounded out, and it's fun going to races. And
yes,
because all of these racing clubs,
yeah,
have some really amazing talent.
That's true. That's true. I've seen them all over the place. I
just consider myself average at best, so I'm happy to be part of that. And it's like the 169 group, it's
exactly.
It's social. It's, it's another set of goals, because there's a series of races that you have to do.
Exactly.
So it's a great experience.
Yeah. Let's talk about breakfast before the big race. What do you eat the morning of, let's say, marathon?
Believe it or not, I don't really change anything for a marathon day than I do any other morning.
That's good.
I just
don't change the diet.
it's a banana, a bagel. Usually with just a little butter on it. Yeah, I know some people are going, oh, I put butter on it. Sorry, some taste. Otherwise, it's like eating tree bark.
Exactly.
And extra large cup of coffee. That's it.
That's it. All right, this is a fun question. Tell us the truth. Is Bruce your long lost brother?
Well, that
shout out to Bruce.
Yeah, That's a funny question.
Yeah.
I met Bruce through, 169.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing about 169. You meet a lot of friends over the years.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's definitely my long lost brother.
That's
As a matter of fact, we're in races.
Yeah.
And people be on the sidelines and they'll say to me, "Go, Bruce!" And they'll say to him, "Go, John." We don't even correct anybody
Yeah,
anymore.
there you go.
But I always remind people that I'm the better looking one.
Yeah. So, John, tell us what advice you would give someone who's about to start running.
Well, one definite important thing is not to go at it, too hard, too fast.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that can happen, because I've seen it happen to people.
Yeah.
They get all gung-ho about it.
Yeah.
And then they either hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Or they get burnt out.
Yeah.
And if that does happen, like if you're starting to feel like it's not as much fun anymore, like it happened to me.
Yeah.
Change it up. Go somewhere else to run, or do some cross training.
Yeah.
Get on a bike.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is that's important is make it a definite routine.
Yeah.
You have to build it into your day.
Yeah.
Or if it's not every day.
Yeah.
Into your week.
Yeah.
Set aside specific time and do it.
Yeah.
Because you know as well as I do.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at my desk at work. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I gotta go run. But you pull yourself up and you do it, because if you don't, then you feel, like a slacker.
Yeah.
At least I do. So that's good. I think a lot of people, they might start and then they start to make excuses. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it the next day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And before they know it,
next day is gone.
They're wondering why they bought that Y membership on January 1st.
Exactly. Next question is, tell us about the difference between trails and road, because I know you've been doing a lot of trails lately.
Yeah. I enjoy doing trails.
Yeah.
It's definitely a completely different feeling and action.
Yeah.
It's very good. It works out joints that your road.
Yeah.
Your road muscles.
Yeah.
You use different joints, obviously, and it's easier on your joints, at least in my estimation.
Yeah.
Than a lot of that road pounding.
Yeah.
And then especially getting to see, going on different trails.
Yes.
It's definitely a lot of fun. Then sometimes the road can be a little monotonous. Yeah. Especially if you're doing the same courses.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're lucky here in Connecticut that we have so many, great trails that are long.
That is true.
You could easily go 10, 15 miles and, not retrace your steps.
Yeah. Tell us where we are today.
We are trying to make our way around Reservoir 6.
Yeah.
I like to come up here every once in a while.
Yeah.
And do a loop or two around the reservoir, and sometimes maybe take a side trip up to Hugh Tower. Yeah. Which is only a couple miles up the Blue Trail up here.
A couple of tough ones.
Yeah, exactly. Last time I was here, it was about a year ago. Yeah. I had never seen a bear in the woods. Yeah. I saw 2 of them.
We saw one here a couple of months ago. I was with Charlie. So.
Well, I saw one on the way up to Hugh.
Yeah.
And the second one, amazingly enough, was right in the woods behind my car in that parking lot.
Yes, that's exactly what we saw too. Because they're looking for food,
Well, what are the chances? You never see one, you see two in one day.
So tell us, dealing with injuries, have you had any major injuries that put you out of a running, and how you dealt with them if so?
I've been, all the years I've been running, I've been really lucky with injuries. Although I will say I had a pretty good one a few years back. I was actually in that Winter Warrior Challenge in January, which we actually just finished up. But that year was one of those years where you really get sucked into the leaderboard, and you know, like Celeste, who leaves her house at 7 in the morning and is out there all day doing 75 miles. I kind of got sucked into that and wanted to stay up high. And that year, I don't know, I did 500 and something miles, which pales to what she just, it's amazing what she did.
Yeah.
But towards the end of that whole thing, I was out running 2-3 times a day, trying to get 18-20 miles in. And towards the end of it, I started to get a twinge in my knee. Turned out I had a small fracture in my tibia, which was from the overuse of doing that. Yeah. So, but luckily, that's really the only injury I had. It sidelined me for about 5 or 6 weeks.
All right.
Wasn't easy. Wasn't easy, but got through it.
That's good. Well, I'm glad you got over with that. All right. What's the longest distance have you done?
The marathon distance is the longest distance I've done.
Are you going to do 50K or 50 mile, 100 mile?
I've thought about it. But quite honestly, I don't know if I want to put my body through that thing. I think the 26 is enough, but maybe, you never know. You never know. Change my mind.
The next question is, tell us about your athletic daughters.
Oh, both of my daughters are involved in sports. Actually, my older one she ran in middle school, but she went on to play softball, and then we've come to find out she's a really good javelin thrower. So she actually throws for Quinnipiac University. But my younger one ran in middle school cross country, and she is in varsity cross country. Indoor track and spring track. And it's great that she does that. She does her own thing. I don't push her to do anything. She's in the 169 group. She's actually got about 115 pounds herself. But unfortunately, because she's on these teams almost throughout the whole year,
she misses a lot.
It's tough to go to races because the CIAC doesn't allow you to race outside of your training and your race season. So it's going to take her a while. She wants to finish the towns, but it's going to be tough. And she's a very good runner. She's very dedicated, and she does a really good job. I
run a lot of races with her. So John, I just want to thank you for doing this. And
oh, my pleasure. It was fun.
And when the races come back, the first 200 yards, I'm gonna beat you. That's a fact all the time.
Hey, you're younger than me, so it's gonna be more than 200 yards now. I'm slowing down, man.
Nah, this was really great, man.
Yeah, it was. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, we're gonna see each other soon, so thank you for coming on, and I appreciate it.